Now, the Border Management Authority says it expects high numbers of travelers getting back into the country after spending the festive season holidays and those coming back to their workplaces. Katlego, Nyoni, SABC News reporter, joins us now live. Katlego, we know that more than 430,000 people left the country through the December exit period through our land border posts. And of course, Beitbridge, being one of the busiest land border posts alongside Libombo border post, saw some of the highest levels of traffic and volumes. What are the volumes like today? We expect that they would begin picking up.
Certainly, Oliver, quite a staggering number there, looking at the fact that it's almost 500,000, while those were the volumes that were counted during the exit phase across all land port of entries. And the Beitbridge border post is amongst the busiest land ports of entries, and they are essentially starting along with other ports of entries with the return phase. Yesterday when we were here, it was fairly quiet at the Beitbridge border post. However, the Border Management Authority says they are anticipating an influx and scores of travelers who are returning into South Africa from their various destinations. This, of course, as the return phase commences. While traffic volumes here at the Beitbridge border post, if you can see behind me over the horizon, there is the country there of Zimbabwe. Traffic volumes are slowly picking up in terms of the movement of people that are being processed at the Beitbridge border post. Currently, the commissioner of the BMA is locked in a technical meeting with members of the BMA, his staff, as he will be conducting a site inspection. Again, overhead there is a bridge that essentially connects South Africa as well as Zimbabwe, crossing over the Limpopo River. This is where he will be conducting that site inspection, where we anticipate that scores of travelers will be using that particular bridge. Oliver, we also saw during the exit phase there were about 7,000 interceptions across all these borders, the highest being at the Groblersdorp port of entry at about 3,500. I'm just going to try and speak to some of the people who are being processed at the border. We've got a young man here who's traveling with his friend, but you're going to speak to me about your experience since you came to the border. Just tell me, how was your experience?
My experience, it was great. Everything, the process here, it was good, and yeah.
All right, and where do you come from? You know, how was your holiday period? And even when you were going home to Zimbabwe, was the process also smooth?
We went to Harare for the holidays, and I'm from Gauteng, Flowerhof, yes.
Are you traveling to Gauteng right now?
No, we're still going out to the Mapungubwe side. Yes.
So Mapungubwe side, so technically you're still on holiday mode?
Yes, yes.
But overall, the process of getting through the border and being assisted, like, how would you describe it?
It was a great journey. The service was great. Everything was smooth.
All right. Thank you very much. Your name again?
Maungezo Joseph.
Maungezo, thank you so much for your time. As you can see, it's not really as busy as one would expect the Beitbridge border post to be, Oliver. However, the influx there is anticipated, as the BMA indicated earlier on. Yesterday, we also spoke to the South African Defence Force, who mentioned that they have brought in reinforcements and they're going to be monitoring areas that are deemed as vulnerable and hotspots along the Limpopo River dividing South Africa and Zimbabwe, to ensure that there is no illegal, border jumping in South Africa. And you'd recall also the BMA just recently procured sophisticated advanced technologies in a form of armored vehicles with sophisticated technologies, tracking technologies, as well as drones, to essentially make sure that the illicit transportation of goods as well as the illegal movement of people is kept as it happens. If you can see over there, a young woman who is just now crossing from a walkway that is here at the Beitbridge border post is getting assisted by BMA officials, and this is essentially what we've been seeing throughout the better part of the morning. As we've mentioned earlier, the Border Authority management officials will then be conducting an inspection to monitor essentially this process of processing the travelers as they return to South Africa. Oliver?
Katlego, just a parenthetical question here. The town of Musina usually benefits quite greatly economically from the traffic volumes that we see going through Beitbridge border post. Driving in this morning, what did you observe about the town and the economic activity taking place there? Are there high volumes of hawkers, as well as, of course, there's a market not too far from the Beitbridge border post that is usually quite jam-packed. Did you observe any of that preparedness?
It is essentially a busy small town, the town of Musina. Yesterday, as we drove in, it appeared to be sort of a ghost town. There was no movement. There was little to no movement. However, this morning, as we rode into town, we were able to see that the hawkers are picking up. I heard you mentioning also that you'll be talking to the Limpopo Premier, Poppy Ramathuba, about the economics of the province. Yes, the province does benefit significantly from tourists, from people coming in from other countries as well, and Musina is one of those towns, Oliver, where there is quite a hive of activity, and business activity is essentially on the rise, with a lot of informal traders working in town from different nations, not only Zimbabwe, not only neighboring Zimbabwe. But this morning we are certainly seeing that the movement of business activity is slowly picking up. Oliver?
Katlego, thank you so much for that. We'll touch base again later on in the program when you get an opportunity to speak to the Commissioner of the Border Management Authority, Dr. Mike Masiapato.